Where would you put yourself there, depending on how you dress? So, we've just been speaking to Claire Swallow. She's the owner of Closet Queen in Barnsley, and Jane Carr is a fashion expert. We've talked to them too. We're now joined by Doncaster-born fashion designer Keanan Duffty. He is based in New York, and he's going to tell us what he thinks. Good morning. How are you, Keanan?
Hey, Paulette. How are you? Good morning.
I'm all right, darling. So, let's just talk about age-appropriate dressing as being a thing, because, should we focus a bit on men's styling? We've talked about men's hats and about men possibly needing to add more colour to their wardrobe. What would you say? Is it a thing for men, Keanan?
Well, there's an amazing publication in the US called AARP, which is an interest group focused on affecting people that are over 50. And according to that organization, it has 38 million followers. They say basically take risks. There's no reason to believe in should or should nots anymore, and just go for it. And I think that applies to both women and men. I think we're in an age now where the spending power of baby boomers is massive. And, if you look at major motion pictures, for example, I saw the new Matrix movie. Keanu Reeves and I are the same age. Carrie-Anne Moss is probably a couple of years younger, but the main stars of that movie are over 50, and they're wearing motorcycle jackets and black clothes and long flowing hair, and they're just, doing it. They're loving it, and they're not following any rules at all. So I think that's the message for all of us, whether it's men or women, is just to do your thing, take risks and go for it.
And are there certain milestone things then? I mean, like I was saying earlier, a friend of mine who's 40 said, that's it now, I can't wear miniskirts anymore. Do we need to be mindful of what we wear and how old we are, and, not to show bits of flesh that are maybe not looking as firm and pert as they did when we were younger? Is cleavage out the window after 50 then, Keanan?
Well, that's a good point. I haven't worn Speedos at the beach for a long time. And, I think it's up to the individual themselves, how they feel comfortable. I mean, if you go to a beach in Italy, for example, or the Costa del Sol, you see people over 50, letting it all literally letting it all hang out. And, they don't care. So I think it's also the context of place too. It's where you are at that time, in physically in a certain space that maybe gives you the permission yourself, giving yourself the permission to actually wear a certain style. An example is you see, a lot of dads in skinny jeans. Well, if they enjoy that, then they should go for it. Maybe it looks better on some men that are over 50 than it does on others. But there's no reason why it shouldn't be available to all. Theoretically we're in a democratic society, so why shouldn't we all have the opportunity to wear what makes us feel good?
There are two things, really. There's the confidence that you get as you age. As you get to your mid-50s. I would have never worn a leather dress when I was in my mid-20s. I didn't like my arms, I used to say, Keanan. And Keanan, they were gorgeous. They looked like an athlete's arms. And I was like, they're too muscly, I don't want anyone to see them. But now, the confidence, not necessarily the same body. My body's not too bad. I'm doing great. It's doing what it should be doing. So I've got the confidence. But there's a little word that I think sometimes makes us all second-guess ourselves. The word judgment. People can be judgmental, can't they?
They can, yeah, and that's a natural human trait. People will, make past comments about other people and what they wear, what they do, how they conduct their lives. But you're so right, Paulette, that when you're young, you don't actually have that self-confidence. It takes a while for you to find yourself. And so when you look back at pictures of you when you're, a teenager or in your 20s, you realize, I look good, and I felt good, but I wasn't confident enough maybe to express myself. So that confidence comes later, with life experience.
I'm talking to Doncaster-born fashion designer Keanan Duffty, based in New York now. So what time is it in New York? Can I just ask that? I can't help myself but ask that, Keanan.
It's 5:45 a.m.
Ooh.
And it's usually I'm up at this time to feed my cats, so it's not unusual to be up this early. And I go to the gym as well. It's usually around 6:30, 7 o'clock. So
it sounds like you're your cat's pet.
I am. I work for them, absolutely. 24 hours a day.
Yeah, we're their staff, aren't we, really? So when it comes then to, we talked about the confidence, not so much worried about the judgment. Do some of us need to have a reboot with our style and think, right, what do I want to do? What do I want to wear that I've never worn before? And can you help with that then, Keanan?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there are two really important things. First of all, the most important thing with any garment that you're going to wear is the fit of the garment. So if if the sleeves are too long, if the inside leg measurement is too long, it's going to look sloppy, and it doesn't matter how confident you feel. That's one element that you really need to get to. So if you've got the means, take a pair of jeans to the tailor and get them hemmed to the right leg length or sleeve length for a jacket or a long sleeve t-shirt or hoodie or whatever, but make sure it fits properly. And I think that's true with women's wear and men's wear. It can actually look sloppy if the garment doesn't fit you correctly. So think about that a lot. And then just wear what suits you, what you feel comfortable in. It might be that you're into motorcycle jackets. I mean, I see, Duran Duran, who are older than me, they are 80s teen pop stars, but, they're in their 60s and they're still rocking that rock and roll look. So there's no cutoff point necessarily, but it's what actually suits you. And I think you go for a pop of unexpected color, wear animal print, but don't go over the top and wear tons of different animal prints unless you're, really confident to carry it off. There's a great documentary called Advanced Style, which is about New Yorkers that are sort of between 60 and 95. And it's mainly focusing on women, actually. But it's great because they're really challenging the conventional ideas of beauty and aging and the obsession with youth that the fashion industry is so preoccupied with. So I think for those of us that are, over 50, we sort of have usually found our style by that point anyway. But yeah, I would say focus on fit and don't be afraid of taking a few risks now and again. Go for it. It's just fun.
Yeah.
So it's a fun thing.
And which item of clothing would you say you've got that's brave, that, when you're wearing it, you feel brave? I feel brave in this leather dress. I've worn it today because I knew I was talking about this. As I said to Claire and Jane, I go up 2 cup sizes in this dress because I feel brave. I pull my shoulders back and I look, I feel like I look good. Have you got an item of clothing that you feel is brave, Keanan?
Not necessarily now, no. I was probably much braver when I was in my late teens and early 20s wearing all sorts of fairly androgynous stuff. I mean, I sort of came up during the whole new romantic era in the early 80s. And, me and my friends, we were wearing, what at the time was pretty outlandish and outrageous clothes. I mean, I found a style that sort of suits me. I mean, color is one thing. It's not that I feel brave when I wear color, but I love wearing a bit of color every now and again, just to kind of brighten myself and brighten the day, But I think I'm more kind of a hair person, probably. It's more about kind of coloring my hair and having fun with that,
Wonderful. So what would be your final tip then before we let you go and feed your cats and go to the gym, Keanan? What tip would you give us then, as we age, considering what we wear, what would you say?
Well, I think, that we're the baby boomer generation and, we're the generation that actually have the spending power right now. So, fashion brands kind of really want us to keep us in the game. So I think it's understanding that and knowing what confidence that gives you, that although a lot of fashion advertising may be targeted towards millennials, those brands, they really want us to still engage with them. So if you look at Gucci ads, they may look like a sort of Wes Anderson movie, and they may kind of be creating these sort of mishmash of styles and expressions. But they do really want us as a generation to keep spending our hard-earned cash, whether it's a high street brand or whether it's a designer brand. So knowing that, I think, is great. And also show your shape, be body positive. Don't sort of wear oversized, baggy, shapeless clothes. Think about styling yourself. If the top that you're wearing is big and boxy, wear it with a slimmer bottoms. Or if you're wearing a fitted top, wear a full A-line skirt, or do a monochromatic, one color head to toe look, and vary the tones and textures, but have fun with it. It's true for guys, it's true for girls,
Right, so play with it, and it doesn't matter whether you're getting grey hairs, gravity's having an impact, you're putting a bit of weight on, grandparenthood is beckoning, you can have fun with what you wear.
Absolutely, 100%.
It's lovely to talk to you, always a treat. Thank you so much. Keanan Duffty, born in Doncaster, actually 5 o'clock-ish in New York at the moment, where he's now based, giving us some advice on how we can just be our best, enjoy our clothes. If you want to tell me about a particular item that you've got that you enjoy wearing, that you bought it, you didn't think you were going to wear it, and you do and you love it, or if you want to just comment on whether you think we should be age appropriate in our dress, get in touch. 0800 111 49 49. You can WhatsApp me with some pictures. 08000 321 333. I'd love that, actually. Don't forget to start your message with Sheffield. These are Richard Ashcroft and Liam Gallagher.